$42,000 a year. That's what this person makes. And after a full year of ramen dinners and skipped outings, they finally saved $1,200. Then the phone rang. An aunt crying needs $450 or the lights go off. And now that safety net is hanging by a thread. Hey Profiteer, Eric here. Welcome back to Real Money Stories. Today's episode comes from the povertyfinance subreddit, and it hits different. This one's about money, family loyalty, and the guilt that shows up the moment you start getting ahead. This post racked up almost 2,000 upvotes and over 800 comments. The title alone tells you why. How do you say no to family when you finally have $1,000 saved? Let me read it to you in their own words. I'm the first person in my immediate family to get a stable salary job. It's not a lot. I make $42,000 a year, but compared to where we came from, my family thinks I'm wealthy. For the last year, I have skipped outings, eaten instant ramen, and strictly budgeted every single dollar to finally build a $1,200 emergency fund. It's the first time in my life my bank account isn't in the negative before payday. Yesterday, my aunt called me crying because her electricity is about to get cut off and she needs exactly $450. I love her, and she helped look after me when I was a kid, but I know if I give her this money, I will never see it again, and my hard-earned safety net is cut in half. The guilt is eating me alive. How do you all establish financial boundaries with struggling family members without ruining the relationship or feeling like a traitor to your people? Okay, first thing I want to say reading this, what the original poster has already done is remarkable. $1,200 might not sound like a lot on paper, but if you've never had a positive bank balance before payday, building that cushion from 0 on 40, $2,000 a year is a serious accomplishment. A year of discipline, a year of saying no so you could build something. That matters. And the fact that the original poster is even asking this question, instead of just handing over the money or just ignoring the call, tells me they're thinking about this the right way. I've been writing about personal finance for over a decade, and the questions that come up most aren't about index funds or credit scores. They're about family. Money and family is the hardest intersection in all of personal finance. The math is simple. The emotions are anything but. So here's what I'd probably do in their shoes. Let me break this into a few pieces, because there's more going on here than one phone call. The first framework I'd think about is what I call the give it, don't lend it rule. If you hand money to a family member, assume it's a gift. The original poster already knows this. They said, I will never see it again. So the real question isn't, should I lend my aunt $450? The question is, can I afford to give away $450 right now? And here's why that reframe matters. Calling it a loan creates resentment on both sides. You start tracking it. They start avoiding you. The relationship gets weird. But if you give it freely, and you can actually absorb the hit, there's no scoreboard, no awkwardness at Thanksgiving. The problem is, the original poster can't absorb the hit. Not right now. $450 out of $1,200 leaves $750. That's not an emergency fund anymore. That's a couple of unexpected car repairs from being right back at zero. The second framework is the emergency fund threshold. There's a reason personal finance folks talk about the 3 to 6 month emergency fund rule. Making $42,000 a year, the original poster takes home roughly $33,000 or $35,000 after taxes, depending on the state. That's about $2,800 a month. A real emergency fund for the original poster would be somewhere between $8,000 and $17,000. $1,200 is a start, a great start, but it's not a cushion you can cut in half and still feel safe. So here's what I'd actually consider. Could the original poster help with a smaller amount? Say 100, maybe 150? Enough to show love, not enough to gut the fund, and then help the aunt call the utility company directly. Most electric companies have hardship programs, payment plans, and extensions. A lot of people don't know those programs exist. The original poster could be the person who helps her find one. That's real help, possibly more useful than the cash itself. But here's where it gets complicated. This probably isn't the last call. The original poster said they're the first person in their immediate family with a stable salary job. That means the original poster is now the family ATM, not because the family is bad, not because anyone is trying to take advantage, but because when you're the one who made it, even modestly, the requests just come. The aunt this month, a cousin next month, mom's car breaks down in 3 months. It doesn't stop, and if the original poster doesn't build a system now, every dollar they save will get redistributed before it can compound. That brings me to the third framework, and it's the most important one. I call it the oxygen mask budget. On an airplane, they tell you to put your own mask on first. Not because you don't care about the person next to you, because you can't help anyone if you pass out. Same principle applies. The original poster should build a specific line item into their monthly budget for family help. Maybe $50 a month, maybe 75, whatever they can genuinely afford without slowing down their own emergency fund progress. When that line item is spent for the month, it's spent. I already gave what I could this month is a complete sentence, and it's the truth. It's not selfish, it's math. Here's why this works. It gives the original poster permission to say yes sometimes and no other times without guilt because they already planned for it. It protects the bigger savings goal, and it actually lets the original poster help more people over a longer timeline because they're not blowing up their own financial stability in one phone call. The fourth piece is the conversation itself. How do you actually say the words? Because knowing the right financial move and actually saying, I can't give you $450 to a crying aunt are very different things. I'd keep it simple and warm. Something like, I love you and I want to help. I can send you $100 right now, and I found the number for the utility company's hardship program. Let's call them together. You're not saying no. You're saying, here's what I can do. That's a boundary wrapped in love. Most people respond well. Just a friendly reminder that this episode is intended for entertainment and education purposes only and should not be considered financial or legal advice. If you're dealing with family financial dynamics, especially complicated ones, a fee-only fiduciary financial advisor can help you think through your specific situation. The XY Planning Network is a good place to find one. Now, I also want to address something the original poster didn't ask, but probably needs to hear. $42,000 a year with this level of discipline. The original poster has the raw material to build real wealth over time, not fast, not flashy, but real. Once that emergency fund hits 3 months of expenses, start putting even small amounts into a Roth IRA. Your earning potential is unlimited, and this is someone who clearly knows how to sacrifice for a goal. The same muscle that built $1,200 from nothing is the same muscle that builds a retirement account. It always starts with the first dollar. The original poster already proved that. The specific question here was about $450 and a crying aunt, but the principle underneath it is universal. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Building financial boundaries with people you love isn't betrayal. It's the thing that lets you keep showing up for them year after year instead of drowning alongside them. The Joneses probably have $10,000 in credit card debt. The original poster is doing something harder and better than keeping up with anyone. They're building a floor under their own feet for the first time. Protect that floor. If you found this helpful, share it with someone dealing with the same thing. Until next time, stay profitable.